Okay. All right, here we are. Hey guys, how you doing today? Ron Shawley here for AccuWeather and Pennsylvania Storm Chasers. If you take the time to watch my video, this will absolutely help you out if you have an interest in shooting the night sky. I mean, this also applies to shooting lightning as well, okay? I'm just going to go over real quick some of the real quick features you need. Real simple. Number one, tripod. Number two, a good, and I mean a good, camera, okay? Now, if you're going to get started in photography, we have a couple of links on our file on this page that talk about cameras. Jesse did a little blog about his Canon Rebel, which again, in my opinion, I love Canon. They're really dependable. They got a great customer support system, okay? But the Rebel is a good foundation camera if you want to get started in photography. I'm using the EOS 60D. I like the 60D. Yes, I can go higher. Then again, I'm going to spend more money. Money that I have not got, you know? I need money to buy new equipment. But anyway, that's beside the point, okay? Of course, we have to have a couple of things, okay? Tonight we're shooting meteorites and iridium flares and satellites and other unknown objects that are up in the night sky, okay? Now, if we look up, I got cloud. I got a high cloud deck, okay? Now, in theory, if we had a stronger meteorite, it would easily punch through the cloud deck and you'd see it, okay? But chances are that's not going to happen. We're headed into the Perseids meteorite showers, and we've actually are on the downside. From the end of July, there was a meteorite shower, and that's kind of phasing out. And the Perseids is starting. It started around, I think, August the 1st, August the 2nd. Pretty much all the month of August, you're going to see meteorites. But from the 10th to the 15th, there's a real good possibility that we're going to see anywhere from 100 to 150 per hour. Okay, and that's a lot. Let me go through a couple of features, okay? When a meteorite enters the Earth atmosphere, these are nothing more than specks of dust, okay? Sometimes that speck of dust will hit the atmosphere going thousands of miles an hour, and you get nothing more than a little blip of light. I call it popcorn. It'll be nothing more than a little speck of light, okay? Other times that speck of dust could be, say, you know, an inch in diameter, and it'll leave a trail of light. All right, sometimes you'll get a grapefruit-sized rock that'll come through the atmosphere, leaving you a really long trail. All right. In the evening hours, a lot of times you'll see a meteorite start here and end up over here. Okay, called stargazers. Okay, stargazers are like if you skip a rock on water. Okay, how it just bounces off the water. The same thing happens with a chunk of rock. It's hitting the earth, and it's basically bouncing off the edge of the atmosphere like skimming a rock on water. So what happens is you'll get a trail of light the whole way across the horizon, okay? Ooh, I got some cool clouds up here now. Oh, is that cool? So that's what will happen, okay? Now, let's go back to, a couple more things, okay? I mentioned an iridium flare, all right? There are some satellites in space that are made out of iridium. Iridium metal is highly, and I mean highly reflective, and they are super bright. Super, super bright. You'll see them in the night sky, and some people confuse them as meteorites, and they're not. They're nothing more than a satellite that are highly reflective, and they just kind of go across the atmosphere, okay? Satellites, you'll see them. It's a constant, like, dot of light that will start here and end up over here, or they disappear in the middle. So, I mean, but you'll see a solid white dot moving across the sky. Normally, that's a satellite, all right? The ISS is a good example, okay? If you go to heavens above, or you even go to the ISS.com. They have a schedule that you can look at that'll tell you when the ISS is overhead. And I recommend this because I've been pushing for years the family unit, the idea of getting the family together, especially on a cool summer night, okay? Clouds are disappearing and the meteorites are going to come out. Get a blanket. Here you got the grass. Just lay a blanket out, get some pillows, get some popcorn. Hey, have some good quality family time, all right? You're never too old to enjoy free entertainment from the heavens above. Okay, now let's go back to the camera. I said this was going to be short and quick, and I'm rambling on. I'm sorry. Okay, real simple. Okay, what do we do, and how do we set this up, all right? Then this is absolutely an essential to have, okay, is a timer, all right? Now my timer, okay, it just triggered a camera there, all right? The timer, I picked up this timer for my camera, and it costs, I think, $8, all right? All right, you don't have to do this, but this is what I recommend, okay? I'm shooting 25 seconds. You can see that probably, I hope, 25 seconds. And the interval on here is 1 second. And it's an automatic. The timer will automatically set that at 1. So there's no way for me to change that. So what happens is when I trigger the timer, the camera, because I have it in bulb setting. B stands for bulb setting. Meaning that, then that's why I say if you get a good SLR camera, okay, you want a good camera that you got a good bulb setting. Some cameras have a bulb setting. The problem is they have what they call a limit on their bulb. So it might be 1.5 minutes or 2 minutes or 3 minutes, okay? On my particular camera, the Canon, it's unlimited, all right? Now, yes, you can keep your shutter open for forever if you wanted to, but, you know, I tried it one day, and I did a 30-minute exposure, meaning I left the shutter open for 30 minutes, okay? Oh, it was horrible. Oh, you get a lot of noise and clutter, and it just means you have a lot of too much light coming into the camera, so there's a lot of, it's like over focused, okay? Now, I set mine at between 25 and 30 seconds. I set my ISO, which is right there, okay? As you can see that, it's 1250. I'll go between 1,000 and 1250. Bulb setting, my aperture is 3.5, okay? And meaning the aperture is wide open, all right? If I'm shooting lightning, a lot of times it's almost, my ISO is going to be way low. It's going to be 100, and my aperture will probably be around 3.5 or 4, all right? But for the most part, my aperture, I just make it easy. I never touch it, all right? Because I'm so used to shooting the camera. Just remember, you want your shutter, which is your aperture, you want to leave it as open as possible, allowing as much light to enter the camera. Real simple. All right. Now, I could shoot at 100 ISO or ASA, all right? And if I shoot at 100, then I'd have to set my time on my camera longer, say 2-3 minutes, okay? And I don't want to do that. So I'm shooting it at 1250, again, 25 seconds, all right? I have the timer. The timer will automatically trigger the camera every 25 seconds, a 1 second break. It triggers the shutter, takes the next picture. Now, have I missed meteorites in that 1 second frame? Yes, I have. All right, but it happens, okay? The camera will shoot all night long. I made the investment, and where's it at? And in here somewhere, okay? Let me plug it in, okay? I don't know if I can find it here. Okay, here it comes there, okay. Trying to find it, where's it at? Oh, here, okay. Inside here, I want to open this up, okay? This is my power pack, okay? I took the battery out, and I have an AC adapter inside the camera. Now, you want to make sure that this cable is a little plastic nub here on mine. You can push it up and out of the way, so the wire should be flush. If it's not flush, okay, this little tiny piece of plastic, if it doesn't close properly, see how that happened? If it doesn't snap in place, all right, the camera won't work. It just says, hey, you know what? there's something open, it ain't working, da da da. So, you know, you want to make sure that wire's flush and tight. Okay, now, I always focus my camera. I try to focus it in daylight because it's really hard at nighttime to focus a camera. You have to use a flashlight and all that stuff, but I focus it now, and I'll double check my focus at least 3 or 4 times, okay? Because on the Canon lenses, they don't have infinity at the full stop, and that's like full stop, back off a tad, and that's infinity. And sometimes finding that little soft point is a little tricky, okay? Now, what else do we have on here, okay? The camera, now this is a real debatable issue, okay? But I don't think it's debatable, all right? I'm using from Kendrick's, right here, Kendrick's Astro Instruments. It's called the Firefly. What it does, this blue band is an element, all right? And it's a heater element. It runs off a battery, okay? The cable comes down, and here's the Kendrick's control, okay? Right now it's turned off. I can turn it on and it comes on. I have 2 sides, meaning I can have 2 outputs, which I never use, okay? Here's the battery, okay? It's rechargeable. I set it on medium, and what it does basically is it's going to keep the lens warm enough, keeping condensation from forming on the lens. I've already had real heavy dew and sometimes drizzle, okay, with the heater element on, all right, and it actually will evaporate the water from the lens quite rapidly, all right. But you absolutely have to have some kind of heater element, otherwise you're going to have condensation form on your lens. Just like you have dew on a grass at night, that dew is going to form on that lens in a heartbeat. Sometimes I'll wrap a plastic bag. Again, folks, I'm not going out spending. You can buy a camera umbrella for your camera and spend $50 to $100. All right, again, I'm saving my money for a bigger camera, right? So I take a plastic bag, cut a hole in it, put it around here, cover it, put a gum band up there. Hey, the camera is now waterproof, okay? Because of gravity, water's going to come down, hit the plastic, and just roll right off, okay? Now, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Again, real simple, okay? And now some type of a device to keep the lens hot, all right? Some people will use a hand warmer. They take 2 of them, the disposable ones, they activate them, they wrap them around the lens, gum band it up, okay? I've tried that. It may get 5 or 6 hours, maybe, but I'm shooting from, you know, 9 o'clock here till 6 in the morning, and it's not going to last, okay? I guarantee it. I've tested it. It doesn't work, all right? I'm just saying for the investment, this is probably about a $60 to $80 investment for the Kendrick system, you know, setup here. And I've had this for 5 years, you know, and it's durable. The battery, 4 or 5 years old, and it still holds a charge really good. So let's go through it one more time, okay? Tripod, an absolute necessity. 2, a good SLR, okay, that allows you the capability of setting, you know, your bulb setting to whatever you want, okay? The Rebel, other cameras do it. You know, if you have any questions, please feel free to call me. I don't care, you know. It's not like my number's private or anything. I really don't care. If you need help, you know, call my cell phone. Give me a holler anytime at all. I'm usually up till late at night. I don't care. I mean, I just want to help you guys out, okay? So again, you have your camera, focus it, make sure it's focused, okay? And before you go away for the night, and before you activate everything, make sure your lens is now on automatic focus. Well, no, it's not. You want to make sure your camera is on manual focus, okay? Because if it's on autofocus right there, okay, and it gets dark, and this camera starts to take a picture, the camera can't see because it's dark, so it's going to be like, it ain't going to take a picture. It's just going to be like, oh, what am I doing, okay? We got, you know, Houston, we got a problem, okay? Again, that little switch right there, you want to make sure you turn your lens off, meaning you turn off the autofocus and turn it to manual focus. In my lens, I got a stabilization element here. I always leave it on. That's not important. And again, so you can see the ISO is set. Can you see what it says there? When I install the AC adapter, some of these generic versions, it'll say, you know, about communicating with the camera. You just simply scroll over, hit OK, and now the camera can communicate with the AC power source, okay? So there I took a picture. It's all white because I'm shooting at 1250, you know, and it's going to be bright, okay? So that's pretty much it. I'm back at you here real quick. I just want to share with you a couple of programs that I have on my cell phone that I use a lot. And these programs make it really easy for you to identify, you know, with the night sky, okay? All right. The first one we have is, it's called Meteor Shower and SKI, okay? Meteor Shower will basically tell you at any given time in the season when the meteorites start and when they end, okay? Section with Meteor Shower is SKI. Now SKI, okay, it'll give you your exact location, and as you move your phone, you're aiming it, okay? You can see the green line. I'm looking south. That's my horizon right now, and it tells me exactly what I'm looking at. All right, it'll mark my position, and at nighttime it's really handy to have because it lists all the constellations and stars, and it's going to tell me where the meridian is for my meteorite activity. All right, almost identical as a Google Sky Map. Okay, Google Sky Map is probably the very first one, or Google, they were the first ones to do this, okay, with the Google Sky Map. And as you can see, it does the same thing. I'm looking south, and it has all the constellations laid out, okay? Looking up higher and higher, M5, it gives you all the M class. You can set this for, you can change your settings on it, but it'll give you the images of constellations. It gives you the picture of the constellation. It gives you your M class stars.